Greetings mtazamaji wa Vlog Kioko, niweze kwanza kukaribisha tena katika channel ya Vlog Kioko. Na hii leo tunaongelea maswala ya sheria, the presumptions of law and the reality of law, the presumptions that the people have versus now the reality of the provisions of the law. That is the topic of the day. Jambo la kwanza niweze kusema kuwa law imegawanyika katika makundi mawili or two main branches, that is the civil and the criminal law. Na hii leo ningependa ama nataka sana tuongelele ama tujulishane kuhusiana na criminal law. I know everybody can have a definition of what is law. Kila mtu akiulizwa anaweza elezea what is law, and it's whether it's for an exam purpose or it is not for an exam purpose. Everybody has a definition of what is law, although the definition is what we can actually refer to as Blightman descriptions of an elephant. Unajua ukiuliza kipofu ndovu ni nini, atakuelezea. Mmoja anaweza kuelezea kuwa huyu ni mtu ambaye hajaiona ndovu ni nini ama hajaliwa uwezo wa kuona, so anakuelezea kitu ambacho huwa anaelezewa ama ashisikia. Atakwambia ndovu ni mnyama mwenye miguu mipana, mwingine akwambia ndovu ni mnyama mwenye tumbo kubwa, mwingine akwambia ndovu ni mnyama mwenye macho kubwa. And all these people are right. That is the same case when it comes to law. Every answer is very correct, depending the supporting statement that you give. If you give a certain answer, then if you are capable of supporting that answer, then you are right. Leo nataka sana tuongelee criminal law. Na kwanza kabisa niweze kusema criminal law hapa Kenya, all the crimes have been provided by the state. That is the case everywhere in the world. The crimes are provided by the state, are not created by an individual. But in civil law, now it is person versus person. Kwa mfano, if a person commits a crime, now the case we read as the public versus so and so. That is in criminal law. But now in civil law, it is between an individual versus an individual, or a state versus a state, or an individual versus a state. It can be either Kioko versus Kamau. It can be either John versus Michael. That is now in civil law. Leo tunaongelea criminal law. And we have many countless crimes. We have, for example, if I may ask, or if we may just give some of them: assault. We also have a crime of murder. We also have defilement. Still, we have a crime known as treason. We also have a crime known as robbery. Another one known as robbery with violence. Nataka tuongelee some of these crimes, and we are going to talk about the major crimes, tuweze kuelezea what is all about this specific crime. For example, we have a crime known as murder, and we also have another one known as manslaughter. These are two in one crimes zenye utatanisha watu sana, because the presumptions that the common man have is that if a person kills another person, that person is liable or is guilty. In criminal law, we talk about person being guilty, but in civil law, we say that a person is liable. Yeah, so in criminal law, the presumption that the people have is that when a person commits an offense of killing a person, that person is guilty of an offense known as manslaughter, and which the penalty is death imprisonment or death sentence. Unauliwa. And according to the Prisons Act, the mode of administering this sentence, which is death, it is through hanging, kunyongwa. But in Kenya, this one is commonly or reduced to life imprisonment. It's the only two people who are killed or that imprisonment was effective to them, and that is during the treason. That is one of them is known as Ochuka, and another one I don't know Harrison or what, but these are the people wenye watu washai nyongwa. Still, there is another similar crime known as manslaughter, which is similar to murder. But now the difference is that in manslaughter, the person has committed an offense of killing a person without the intention of killing a person. But in murder, this person had the intention of killing. You know, in criminal law, there is a maxim which is that an act does not make a man guilty, not unless his mind is also guilty. This is in Latin, and if I may just say how it is stated in Latin, it is stated that actus non facis ream mens pensit rea. This is just saying that iwapo mtu amefanya a certain crime without the state of the mind or without the intention of committing that crime, then this person is not guilty of an offense of that specific crime. And in criminal law, for a person to be guilty of a certain crime, 3 things must be established, and one of them is what is referred to as mens rea. The other one, the mens rea, is the intention, and the other one is the actus reus. This is now the act. The act itself, if it's murder, the killing of the person. If it is assault, the beating of a person. If it's a treason, there must be real treason. And also the third one, which is also counts, is the lack of defense. Because if a person has committed certain crime with the intention and he still have a lawful defense or excuse, then he's not guilty. For example, these are now the defenses, and we'll talk them in another video still in the same channel later. We are going to talk and to dig deeper into the law as days go by. But for today, it's just an introduction to criminal law. We also have another offense known as housebreaking and burglary. These are 2 similar crimes but different. Housebreaking is when a person breaks into a house or any dwelling, any human dwelling. Let it be a house, a tent, or even a cave. But this person has now entered has broken the door or the entrance of that dwelling, and has entered into that dwelling without the permission of the owner. And it is during the day, kutoka saa 12 asubuhi mpaka saa 12 jioni. That one is known as housebreaking. Lakini iwapo the same act is done between saa 12 jioni mpaka saa 12 asubuhi, now that one is not housebreaking, but it is burglary. And this person can be imprisoned, a maximum imprisonment of 10 years. But now in housebreaking, a maximum imprisonment of 7 years. That is it. Now that is the difference between these 2 similar but different crimes. There's also another one like robbery and robbery with violence. Iwapo mtu kwa mfano unatembea tu mitaani Nairobi ama any town or anywhere in the country, then mtu amekunyang'anya simu yako ama amekwambia leta simu, hivyo tu na umempea simu na akakimbia ama akaenda simu yako, that one is simply robbery. Lakini iwapo mtu amekuambia leta simu ama nikuue, ama amejaribu kupiga risasi ama using any weapon, now that one is robbery with violence, and the penalties are different, and still the elements of the crimes are different. Yeah, tutaweza kuongelea mambo kwa undani, but kwa leo tutaongelelea tu hizo 3. But still tomorrow we'll keep on talking about these crimes, na tutaendelea pia kuendelea kuongelelea mambo ya kisheria ndani kwa ndani. Mkuwe na siku njema. Please kindly subscribe and share this video. And also click the notification bell so that you can get any new video that we are going to release, because it will be almost every week we'll be releasing a new video or different matters. Kwa leo mkuwe na siku njema na Mungu awabariki. Asanteni.